Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of my pay-to-play flipping series. We're going to use only the Grand Exchange to buy and sell to get to 100 mil. Again, the rules are I have to renew my membership with the money I earn. So we have about 10 days left on the membership, so we still got a good amount of time here, and we're up to 3 mil. So I think we're doing fine, but we'd like to be doing a bit more than just breaking even. So let's see what we get done in this episode. Again, we have about 2.9 mil and some crappy items. Yeah. So we're going to start off by, I think we're going to do the prayer potion. So you can see in the background, we bought it for 3.5k, and we're selling it for 3k exactly. So these aren't traded very much, so I do undercut. I don't usually undercut if it's a highly traded item, but it's kind of fair game when it's not traded that frequently. Like I only bought 300 of these in a day, so we'll undercut a little bit. So yeah, we'll buy about 400 of these. A really good margin on those, so those should be good. Okay, and for the second item here, I think we're going to do the Mystic Hat. You can see in the background it has like a 3.5k margin, and it's only like a 10k item, so that's really good. We're going to buy 100 of them for about 11.5k. And with the last little bit of our money, I think we're going to buy up some bowstrings. We were going to do these earlier for a larger amount, but we got the Mystic Hat instead. So we'll buy 3,000 of these at 189, and they had about a 6 GP margin on it, so that's pretty good. And we'll come back when some stuff sold. Okay, so we're checking back in here. We just did a quick bowstring flip, and we still have to sell off most of the stuff we've bought so far. So we got 6k on all the bowstrings, so that's like 15k. So not super great, but it's very quick. But we just have to readjust some of the things here. The Bandos pages, we totally sold all those off finally. So we got 1k profit on each one, which is pretty shit. But we got those. And we bought all the potions, which is actually exciting. So we got them for just over 3,000. And we got some of these hats as well. Not nearly as many as I was hoping. So we'll deal with the hats first, I think. So basically what I do is I just buy one more hat for max price just to check the margin, which has crashed. Okay. But by buying one more, you're not really losing any money because you're going to be selling them right away anyway. So it's good to use that to check the margin again, assuming the item's not extremely expensive. But yeah, we'll drop these in here for about 1,200 and get like 400 profit on each, which is pretty bad. Now, however, the potions, very good though. The margin, I just check it here, has not changed at all. Still at 3,500 to sell them for. And we bought them for 30.50. So that's 450 GP margin on it, which is nice. Times 400 is giving me like, let's get my calculator. 180k, which is really good. We'll have to see how long these take to sell, though. I'm not really sure who's buying one dose prayer potions. I understand why you'd sell them, but I guess people might decant them. But yeah, so we'll leave these in for a while, and we'll find a couple new items. Okay, so next up, I think we're gonna try Flax. We were gonna do the bowstrings, but they're very high, so we'll do the precursor to the bowstring. So yeah, it has a 2 GP margin on it, which seems really good. You can see right there. So we're going to start off by checking the historical values, which is pretty good. 6 is pretty much as low as it ever gets. Next up, we actually need to check the buying limit, because I've never bought these before, and since they're really cheap, we'll definitely be able to hit the buying limit. So to do that, you just can go to the wiki. Now, not all of them are here, but some of the more popular items will be. So just go Flax. So yeah, it's 13k buying limit. So we'll buy more than 13,000 since we'll be gone for a while. So we'll just do a multiple of 13k, just because it's a little easier and it gives you more even amount you'll get because of the buying limit. So I think we were going to do 26k, but I think we end up doing 52k. And for the last item here, I think we're going to go with the Teak logs. I think I had a 10 GP margin on it, so we bought them for 120, and I think we sold it for 110. Yeah, 110. So that's pretty good. Teak logs I've done a lot in the past. They do fluctuate quite a bit, but I think we'll give this a shot, and hopefully we don't lose any money on it. So we cannot afford that many. So we will go somewhere lower than 20k. We'll do 10k, and hopefully we can get a 10 GP margin on it. Okay, we'll be back when some stuff's sold. So we got really lucky on these teak logs here. We'll have a look at it in a second, but we managed to get 30 GP margin on them, and we got the majority of the logs we managed to buy. So we'll start with the Flax. Really not much on there. We got 2 GP, and we made about 6k in total. didn't get many flax. The mystic hats were useless, like we said. We didn't get almost anything on that. But the teak logs, we got 220k. You can see the difference there, just because of the fact that they've risen up. I think there's an update coming out or something. And the prayer potions, we actually managed to get 176k as well. We got and bought and sold all of those for about 440 GP profit on each one of those. So really good. We made about 400k on that flip, so that's really nice. Hopefully we can do a couple more like that. So for the first item here, we're going to do the 1 dose prayer potion again. Still has a 450 GP margin on it, which is really good. They do take a while to sell, but they buy pretty quickly. So we'll get 500 of these and find some more items. Okay, so we have... What the hell is going on there? Look at teak logs. They're at like 400. Maybe I should pay more attention to the patch notes. What the fuck? Okay, so we're going to do pine... No, look at the pineapples! Oh my god, what is going on? Someone's messing with my fruit. Look, they're all rising up too. I don't think it's safe to buy these items. They're fluctuating so much, or I should have bought them. It's too late, It's too late. Okay, you know what? We're gonna try the pineapples anyway. They're rising up, so maybe they'll keep rising. So we'll buy them for, I think it was 300 each, and they do have a 27 GP margin on them, which is pretty nice if it stays that way. So we'll buy. We're taking a bit of a risk here, but we'll buy 3,000 and just hope it doesn't crash on us. Okay, so next up, I think we're going to do the Mystic Boots. They're traded pretty frequently, and they tend to have decent margins on them. Yeah, we bought them for 7,200, and we can sell them for 6,500. Yeah, that's pretty good. 700 GP on an item that's about 6k is pretty decent, and they're traded a good amount still. So we'll put an offer in, I think, for 100 of them, and we'll just do it for the low price of about 6,500, and we'll just get one last item here. And lastly here, we're going to do the Guthix page 2. It has an 8k margin, you can see there, and it's traded pretty frequently, so it's a decent item. And we'll do about, I think we do between 10 and 20, like 13 or something. And we'll just leave this in overnight, and hopefully we can buy them all. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so we have sold some stuff. We have to redo the offers because they've stopped selling pretty well. So the pages, we did sell all of them, which is nice. We sold them for a 4k profit as opposed to 8, but we still got 23k off the pages. The prayer potions, we're kind of halfway through selling. We've sold 257 of them so far for a 340 GP profit. So that's about 87k, and then we just have to put a new offer in. And the boots actually went really well. We sold them for about 2,400 GP profit on each one, and we sold about half of them. We sold 54, so it's 131k from the boots, which is really nice as well. The pineapples, we did not manage to sell many of those, so that's not looking too good. But yeah, basically what we just have to do is put in some of the offers, recheck the margins, and just find 1 or 2 more items. It's a little bit hard to see how much money we've made on these because we've bought the full amount and sold only half of them. So we can look at my history here, but it'll be a little hard to determine any of the profits. But what I've told you is what I calculated myself, so it's accurate. Okay, so what we just have to start off by doing is just recheck the margins of the items we have left. So the 1 dose prayer potion, we'll see here. Yeah, it dropped down a little bit to 3,350, but we should still make at least 200 or 300 GP on each one. Which is nice. So we'll plop them in here for 3,350 or something, 330, and I'll leave that at that. The Mystic Boots, we have to go buy another one just to check the margin again because they had stopped selling as well. So we'll go ahead and check that again. So yeah, those have dropped down quite significantly. So we'll probably not make much more on the rest of these boots, but we've still already made over 100k on the first part, so that's nice still. And the pineapples just kind of sucked in general here. So we'll probably sell them, let's see, for a 1 GP profit, or 2 GP, sorry. So we'll sell those back here and just get our 2k. Okay, so we noticed the bowstring actually had a 7 GP margin on it, which is really good. It was buying for 174, and I sold it for 167. Which is really good, so we'll go and try to buy some of these bowstrings. We'll use the rest of our cash here, and it's decently low for what they normally are at, so this is pretty safe. So I'm happy I found that, and yeah, we'll come back when everything's sold. Okay, so we've sold off mostly everything. Bowstrings were really quick. It was an easy 60k. We made 6 GP on each one, and we got 10k of them, so that's really easy. The Mystic Boots, we basically just kind of sold them at almost not quite break even. We made I think 14k on it, so we got like 300 GP on each Mystic Boot we had left, and we sold about 50 of them. The Pineapples, we legitimately sold them for what we bought for, so nothing on them. The Prayer Potions were still kind of in the middle of selling. They are taking forever, so I might steer away from this in the future. Although it is decent, they do take quite a while to sell. So with that, we're just going to leave the Prayer Potions in, and we'll find some other items here. So the bowstrings actually still have a really good margin on them. It's actually 11 GP now. I bought them for 176 and sold them for 165. So we're definitely going to try to take advantage of that. That has a really good margin, especially for such a fast-moving item. Say we'll plop it for 165, and we're going to buy a good chunk of them, 15,000, maybe a little less. We'll do 13,000 and find a couple more items. Alright, so I think we may actually do some Zulra scales. We don't really have enough money to make this worth it, but we're just kind of testing it out since we haven't done them much before. So we bought them for 157, we sold them for 155. That's pretty standard to have a 2 GP margin on the Zulra scales. They buy and sell super quick. You'll hit the buying limit for sure before you make a lot of money, but it's still really nice. Every 4 hours you can flip 30,000 of them or something. Yeah, so, I mean, realistically, you could get 60k every couple hours just from flipping them, which is still pretty good. But we can unfortunately not afford that many, so we'll buy 6,000, and I think that's it. We'll just check back when they've sold. Alright, we're going to put a little cheeky offer in here for the 3rd Age Longsword. Actually, so yeah, we'll put in for 1 GP, and I'll come back when it's bought. Okay, so we have bought the bowstrings and the Zulra scales. Unfortunately, we didn't get the 3rd Age Longsword. It was a surprise. But on the bowstrings, we got actually a 19 GP margin, which is insane. Unfortunately, we only had about 3k of them. So we made 57k in the bowstrings. The Zulra scales, same thing, had a 3 GP margin, which is good, but we only had 6k of them, which still netted us 18k on the Zulra scales. So what we have so far is we have about 3150k in coins and about 700k worth of prayer potions. So we're going to end the episode here. We're at about 3,800k, 3.8 mil, sorry, or 3.9 mil, somewhere around there. So we made about 800k this episode, which is pretty decent. Hopefully we can still get a little bit more going forward because we're on day 8 now, so we're getting close to halfway, and we're at just 4 mil. So we should be good, but we would like to be kind of exponentially getting more money so we're not going backwards here. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more, just hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in episode 3.